Hey all, Southern Sage back again, and today we're going to talk about wicking beds. So these little marvels have a gravel reservoir on the bottom that you fill with water, and soil on the top with landscape fabric in the middle, so that the water wicks up, hence the name, from the gravel reservoir into the soil and waters plants from below, which makes this about the most water efficient method of growing food in containers that exists. I love them. I think they're beautiful. They grow an amazing amount of food in a really small space. And so I want to introduce you to mine. So here we have the one I'm building now. I'm in the process of filling it with gravel. It's kind of a slow process. I used this black landscape French drain tube because it's what I had. But there's no magic there. Really, any tube that can go basically vertical and then flat on the bottom works. Over here we can see another one that I haven't put any gravel in. In this case it went all the way to the edge. It was the right length. Whereas over here, to get the right angle on it, I had to put some blocks at the end. You can also cover the end with like a sock, or I've used pantyhose before, just something so the gravel doesn't go backward into the tube. If you're using PVC pipe, then you'd put a cap on it and drill holes in it on the bottom and leave the vertical part, do a 90-degree elbow, and leave the vertical part solid. Okay, so we're going to fill these with gravel. This one was a wicking bed already once in its life, and so if we look really close, we can see this little hole. That's the weep hole. So I will be filling this up with gravel to where that hole is. On this one over here, I will be filling it up about that high and then drilling a hole because it doesn't have one yet. And then I'll put down a layer of landscape fabric to keep the soil on top from washing down into the gravel below. And then we'll fill it up with dirt, and it will look like this. So on this one that's already assembled, we can see our weep hole in the side. The bottom drain plug is plugged, so it's watertight. And I filled this up yesterday with water up past that hole till it started coming out of the hole. So the whole reservoir is full, and up here we've transplanted some tiny lettuces for now, and I will fill the rest of this bed in with other things when I get around to it. But for now, we're going to finish building these two guys, and now you guys have seen a wicking bed. Hey guys, one more installment for the wicking bed. Let's check out the... So, we see we've got our weed cloth down. That's this stuff. Right, gray weed cloth. I prefer that to the black. It doesn't disintegrate nearly as easily. You'll see around the pipe here, I tucked another piece of weed cloth around a little more securely, because this is a weak point. The dirt wants to fall down around this pipe. So there's another smaller piece that's just wrapped around this and kind of draped under this area. And then there's a bigger piece that covers kind of the whole thing. So I'm in the process of filling this one up with dirt I took out of, it's a combination of manure and topsoil that was in a different bed, different container last year. So I will fill this up to about this top line here, a little above this groove probably. And then all I'll have left to do is start putting water in here until it comes out of that little hole we drilled. And then I'll be ready to plant. Stay tuned to see what I decide to grow in these 3 wicking beds. All right, time for the last installment for the wicking beds. So as you can see, I have finished this wicking bed. Don't let the angle of the sun fool you. I have not been working on this all day. I've just been coming back and forth to it as I go. So I am filling up the last one. So we'll let the water run until we see water come out of that little hole. This one over here that I finished several days ago and filled the reservoir, and I have these little lettuces planted in. If I dig down in here, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it very well on the camera, but 2 or 3 inches down you can see there's moisture. So that is the water coming up from the gravel bed below to water the roots of these plants. So it's currently probably 3 to 4 inches down. is where that moisture zone is. So for these little transplants, I'm still giving them a little bit of a drink of water in the morning, because their root systems, when I put them in, were only about 3 inches deep with their little paper pots. So I'm going to give them a few days where I water them from the top to let their roots get down into that nice moist layer, and then I won't worry about watering them again. I'll just come by every week or two, top off the water until it comes out of this weep hole, just like I'm doing over here. And that will be the routine for the rest of the growing season. So there you go, wicking beds. They're amazing. As always, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think and what you'd like to see more of. Thanks. Bye.